Art is the reshaping of reality by man to present it in an understandable way. As the artist recreates the world around him, it is shaped by how he sees it and what he believes in. The Indian artist did not attempt to depict only the material reality around him. He wished to share the complete experience of the moment, not just the photographic presentation of the shapes around him.
Beauty for the Indian artist has been a reflection of the glory of God. In fact, for the ancient artist, the experience of beauty, the ecstasy on nature of art, which is truly beautiful, has been considered as akin to Brahmanam or the final bliss. Join us on this journey into the heart of the Indian tradition of painting. Come with us to the gorge of the Vaghora river, where Ajanta was created, to the courts of the Mughals and the Deccani Sultans. Journey with us through the deserts of Rajasthan and the icy lands of Ladakh and Lahore Spiti. In the verdant south and in the gentle hills of the north, experience the compassionate view of life that is enshrined in Indian painting.
There was a time when the waking of the sun, man's deepest expression, and the call of the ecstatic of his understanding of life, ruled the lives of men and women. He sifts through the complex layers of the reality clamour of the restless and modern world in his vision the tribal communities in India truths still preserve a quieter, man's search for meaning way of life are sometimes shared best through his works of art. There is a magic in art. People are a new logic which reorders material realities the historic period in the shape of man's inner visions. Painting is not new to man.
What we call tribals today,
since earliest times, man has painted the walls of his rock shelters and caves,
spread all over the mountains and forests.
Even today,
and,
these paintings are among man's most vital and creative expressions. These are men and women who still live closely with nature. It is amazing to see that 25,000 years ago, influences of the fast-changing works of art were easily as lively and interesting as the best works of today. His instinctive lead a life which is shaped by the changing seasons, and his simple relationship with the rising and setting of the sun resulted in the most honest art. They know no days and hours of the modern world, and their lives follow other rhythms. It is also fascinating to see that man's very earliest prehistoric paintings, they have a direct and intimate relationship as the later prehistoric with the many animals around them, whom they see as their fellow creatures. It is not as though early man slowly learnt to create better and more sophisticated art with the passage of time. Every hen and cow are as real as any of their own. The animals are carefully observed of the animals that he hunted, and upon whom just like the trees which give them shelter, and the flowers, their habits, which provide the fragrance, and anatomy, were closely known to him. Over 1,000 rock shelters of early men and women have been struggling in India against the vicissitudes. These are mainly in the hill ranges of central human existence. The paintings in these rock shelters mostly belong to two periods of all of creation. The Mesolithic or prehistoric period, which ranges from 25,000 to 5,000 years before present, and the Chalcolithic or proto-historic period, ranging from 5,000 to 2,500 years before present.
इनके साथ में ही मनुष्य का होना हो सकता है। मैं मनुष्य के होने की और जीवन की ऐसी कोई कल्पना नहीं कर पाता जिसमें मनुष्य अकेला होगा। मनुष्य के साथ कोई पशु नहीं होगा, कोई पक्षी नहीं होगा, कोई पेड़ नहीं होगा, कोई नदी नहीं होगी, जल नहीं होगा, सूर्य चंद्रमा तारे और आकाश गंगाएं नहीं होंगी। या तो सब कुछ होगा या कुछ भी नहीं होगा।
On this large rock we have a
These
total
men
of
and
10
women
cup
accept
marks,
the collective
and we believe
understanding of
that
their
these
ancestors
marks are the oldest
coming
rock
to them
art
through their
known
traditions.
not only in India but in the entire world.
They accept the fact of the simple harmony of the world, and that the human being is only one small part of the great dance of the cosmic creation. Over 500 shelters here contain paintings that are mainly of the Mesolithic period to dominate the forces of 25,000 years ago to 5,000 years ago. They do not have the need to subjugate other forms of life to provide them more and more sustenance for an unlimited The first thing which strikes one here is the grand spectacle of nature. Early man was very conscious of the glory and rugged beauty of his environment is an integral part of their lives. Through their paintings, the dramatic nature of the soaring rock formations brings alive the drama of the life the unchanging thoughts and the eternal themes of humankind. How he may have lived, hunted and made his home in these rock
चित्र या
shelters.
शिल्प है वो एक आदिवासी के लिए सिर्फ चित्र और शिल्प नहीं है, उससे ज्यादा बड़ी चीज है। वो उसकी मनोती है, उसका अनुष्ठान है, उसका पूरा आध्यात्मिक और धार्मिक विश्वास है, चाहे वे धार्मिक विश्वास
Behind me, we can see a large archaeological excavation from which evidence was produced that people lived here hundreds of thousands of years ago.
Deep in the heart of
The stone tools
Orissa,
that were excavated here
the
were
Sauras
broken from
continue
rocks
their
such as this
simple way
one.
of life.
And we can see the scars along this edge
Their lives are deeply
where the
bound to the earth
stones
upon
were
which they
removed
live.
for hitting some.
Their ancestors
And we
lie
have
buried
stone
in the
tools.
sacred soil of their village. The spirits of their ancestors
His
and
was a
their
world
deities
filled with the
guard their
sights,
lives,
sounds and
lives
the
which are
fragrances of
governed
nature.
by hallowed traditions. The changes in the weather, thunder and rainstorms, the
whether
movement
in
of
their
herds of
oral
animals,
songs or
the spots
what I
where the
call the
bees
song
made their
poems,
hives,
their dance forms,
the sounds of
everything
birds
is
and the
in
calls of
tune with
animals.
nature. That is
This was the reality
nature in
of
its
the
all
world
its
for early man.
manifestations. The river, the tree, the fauna,
The people of
hills,
very early prehistory
and the coming of flowers
had
and
an
fruits.
extremely acute
Everything is
sense
transformed
of
into
perception,
song
probably
patterns
much more acute
as
than
well
modern
as
people.
in their
And
paintings.
they were aware of many things that
Therefore,
modern humans would
nature
not be
in
noticing.
several
For
of their
instance,
song poems,
very fine
they
differences
think of
in
it
the
as the
acoustic
ultimate
of rock
God.
shelters and caves.
And that way
So they
also
were
the
perfectly
paintings
aware that there were
reflect this aspect of reality.
differences about locations that are not directly perceptible.
So all the time there is an attempt to bring together the various aspects of
The
what they
stupendous record
consider
of man's life
are the forces
has
of
survived
nature, forces
thousands
of
of
God,
storms,
their own
and
lives,
all the forces
other
of
men in
nature
society.
across a
All
vast
these are
span
brought
of
together
time.
always.
Here we feel an immediate and direct connection to the beginnings of man upon this earth. The Sauras appease gods and spirits through the making of their paintings. The universal quality of art is such they capture the spirits that control their lives and respond in the paintings they make so upon the walls of their homes. Even today. This is the magic through which they wish to shape their destinies and their lives. Their thoughts, their fears, the herds of animals they may have hunted, all come alive. These paintings are indeed a great record. In their paintings they create sacred enclosures of years. The spirit of the deity to be appeased can then be held in these.
Many people believe that art
They paint
increasingly
something
became more
which is
sophisticated through history.
akin to
We
or
think
a
that
part
this is
of their
incorrect.
own life.
And we have a
The celebration
good
of
example
different
here
rituals.
of prehistoric art.
Then the
that
rituals
is
all
just
the
as
way
sophisticated
starting
as
from
anything that
the
can
birth
be
of a
produced
child,
today.
naming of a child, marriage and all that, right up to the
The
death
most common
rituals.
paintings at
The other
Bhimbetka
cycle of
are of
paintings
animals
are
such
the
as the cheetal,
harvesting
boar,
series.
buffalo, gaur,
Sowing of
monkey and
seeds, then
langur.
de-weeding operations.
These drawings are very
harvesting of
realistically
the crops,
executed and,
and
show
also
the
when
animals
the
in many
trees are in
postures
flower.
and moods.
That is, these two categories, the life cycle rituals and the primitive
आर्टिस्ट का
agricultural
एक्सप्रेशन
cycle
बहुत अच्छा था
rituals.
क्योंकि जहाँ उन्होंने किसी
एनिमल को दिखाया है कि वो वुंडेड है, उसके तीर लग चुका है या भाला लग चुका है,
So this
तो
this
उसके
aspect
चेहरे पर
of
उसका पेन
a nostalgia
आप
for
देख
life
सकते हैं
here,
पेंटिंग्स में।
a determination
तो
to
ये
enjoy,
जो पेंटिंग्स है ये किसी
and a
तरीके
kind
से
of
इंफीरियर नहीं है,
an idea that there could be
in the context
an
of
ever
expression.
recurring life cycle,
तो
that
इस
they will
तरह से ये
come back
paintings
again.
बहुत important
It is there.
What has changed is not so much the sophistication of art, but the ways that humans perceive reality.
सच ये है
This, of
कि
course, is something that has changed
लोग
throughout
समाज
human
भी भारत
history,
में जो गांव में
and
रहते हैं
our way of perceiving
वो भी
reality
ये पश्चिम
differs
का जो
significantly
ऐतिहासिक
from
समय
the
है
ways that prehistoric
इसकी
people
स्मृति से
through
बहुत
the ages
चेतना
have
नहीं
seen
पाते।
reality and have
उनके
experienced
लिए भी
physical,
समय एक
material
आवर्तशील
existence.
घटना चल रही है।
Art
वे
in the
समय को एक
beginning of
लीला
man's
मानते हैं।
existence on
वे
earth
समय के शिकार नहीं
was
हैं।
deeply connected
समय
to
में
his
जीते
life.
हैं, समय को भोगते हैं,
Man saw his
जीवन
role
को
as a
जानते हैं,
small
विदा हो
one
जाते हैं
in the
इस विश्वास
eternal
के
dance
साथ
of
कि
nature.
उनको फिर से जीवन में लौटना है। जीवन
He
का
knew
कोई
that
आखिरी
he
अंत नहीं
depended
है।
upon the great
समय
forces
की
of
ये
nature,
परिकल्पना
which
ही
he could not
हमारे
control.
पारंपरिक चित्रों ट्राइब में भी और फोक में भी
For prehistoric
उसमें
man,
अनंत
the
का
magic
समय
of
है,
the vision
अनंत
captured
का
in his
जीवन।
paintings may have been an aid to achieve what he wanted in reality. The many tribes spread over Madhya Pradesh and Gujarat have deeply shared traditions. The Rathwa tribe paint their myths of creation upon a sacred wall in their homes. The many layers of paintings, sometimes superimposed one on top of another, suggest a ritualistic or magical purpose of some their paintings bring to life the myth of creation, which begins with the story of their most revered deities. It may have been believed that if an animal could be conquered in a painting, the same would happen
now,
in the actual
this
hunt.
myth of Indra and Pitoro is
In
painted
the magical
on the wall,
world of
and
the painting,
they've
the
mud
spirit
plaster
of
a
the
wall
actual
that
animal
divides
to be
the
hunted
living spaces
could
and the
perhaps be
kitchen,
captured.
and that wall is the sacred
The
wall.
spirit which was
They mud
now
plaster
within the
wall,
painted
and after
image
whitewashing,
was then
several painters
symbolically
come from
defeated.
nearby areas and they all get together.
This would surely
and begin
have
to
had an
paint,
effect
the
of
myth
boosting the
creation.
morale of the
painting
hunter.
is roughly divided between the upper worlds,
The
the
world
middle
presented
world, and
in
the
these
netherworld.
paintings
The upper worlds
is
are
one of harmonious
inhabited by
living with nature.
gods and goddesses. The middle world
We
is
see the
inhabited
eternal
by,
dance of the
by
cosmos,
human beings,
where
the
men,
farmers,
women and
the
animals
policemen,
each perform a role for
men and
which they are
women,
best suited.
their stories, the characters from their stories, and the underworld is inhabited by their ancestors. And they have very elaborate paintings in which generally their gods and goddesses and their ancestors are shown riding horses.
The artists have depicted various facets of the life of the community. The most
ये एक
popular
मनोती
subject
मानते हैं
is
किसी भी
the
काम के
hunt,
हो जाने की मनोती
which must have been
और
the most
मनोती के
important
पूरा हो
and
जाने के
challenging
बाद
part of life
काजल रानी
and
की
survival
गाथा
then.
को चित्रित करवाने के लिए एक व्यक्ति को आमंत्रित करते हैं जो चित्र
The
बनाता
hunt
है
was usually
उसको
carried
भी
out in
परंपरा
large groups
लिखंद्रा कहा जाता है
as well as in
और
groups of
जो
2
आदमी
to 3
काजल
men.
रानी की इस गाथा को गाता है
Sometimes
उसको
a
बड़वा
narrative
कहा
is
जाता है।
created in
तो
these larger
आश्चर्य की
scenes
बात यह है कि
with
मनोती
minor
पूरा
incidents
होने के
also
बाद
finding
घर की
depiction.
भीतरी दीवार पे जब ये चित्र बनना शुरू होता है तो जिस समय बड़वा इस गाथा को काजल रानी की गाथा को गा रहा होता है ठीक उसी समय लिखंद्रा दीवार पे उस गाथा को चित्रित कर रहा होता है और उसमें पूरा जीवन चित्रित किया जाता है
The
खास
rock
तौर से
shelters
घोड़े
of
लेकिन
Raisen
एक तरह का पूरा
are not
जीवन
visited
चक्र
by many
एक
people.
पूरी पेंटिंग में भी लोग
They
बनाते
again
हैं।
remind us of the fact that prehistoric man was deeply conscious of the beauty of the world around
When the
him.
story is being narrated, often other people who are sitting around,
Coming to these
some of
sites,
them get
even
possessed
today,
by other
we
characters
feel
of the painting,
transported
and they also
into
get
a
up and
world
begin
of
to dance.
unspoiled nature.
And this is how the deities who are actually painted on the wall are descending into the wall, and they take residence in the wall, and that is how the wall becomes a living presence of the deities and the ancestors.
The preservation of rock
they feel
paintings
that their
is
house
adversely
protected
affected
because
both by
deities
the
and
ravages of
ancestors are
time
living in
and
their
the effects
house.
of human visitation in modern times.
It is
Many sites are much
the
damaged.
god which
But
is
here we've
taking
selected
shape.
a site near Bhopal,
the god
which is particularly well
coming in
preserved.
their house.
This
So
site
they say
is much
they
better
hear
preserved
the
because
bells
there has
of
been
the horses
comparatively
which are coming
little
at night.
visitation
They
for
say
humans,
that
and it is not
they
so
have
well
to
known.
give
It is not the
tooth,
public site.
brush for
The paintings
all
here
the
are
figures
excellently
in the
preserved
painting.
in
So,
comparison to anything anywhere in the world.
all the figures become live in their own painting, and that makes the painting beautiful.
This area here
and all the painters
was
get together
used for
and
grinding
from morning
some
to
substance.
evening in
It could
one
have been
day
used
they
for
have to
grinding
complete
food,
the painting
but I
with
think it
all
is
the
more likely
characters
that
who
it
are
was
a part
used for
of this
grinding
creation.
pigment
And this creation
paintings and rock
myth
surfaces.
begins with their gods and goddesses but ends with contemporary characters. They end with collectors and mamlatdar, they end with rifles, they end with airplanes.
In this beautifully decorated
भोला
shelter, people have
आदिवासी
been living for
इस
thousands of
सृष्टि में
years,
जो
perhaps
भी
even
चीज
tens of
कौतुक से
thousands of
देखता
years.
है वो
The
उसको अपनी
occupation
सृष्टि में
evidence
शामिल
is
कर
still
लेता है।
visible on the floor
और
around us,
यही उस
but the
परंपरा की
shelters is
निरंतरता
still
का
being
सबसे बड़ा
used
कारण भी
today,
है।
as you
मैं
can
नहीं
see
सोच पाता
from this
कि जितनी
modern
चीजें
fireplace
जीवन को
here.
लेके उनने जीवन चक्र की तरह उस पेंटिंग में अंकित की हैं, वे सबकी सब शुरुआत से ही थी। उनमें चीजें धीरे धीरे जुड़ी हैं और वो विषय की विविधता लगातार बढ़ती चली गई है, जैसे कि जीवन बढ़ता चला जाता है।
The age of these paintings is not
उसमें कोई
precisely
पूर्वाग्रह नहीं
known,
है,
but
क्योंकि
we do
उसका कोई
believe
तैयार
it's
ग्रामर नहीं है
anything
कि
up to
इसके
10,000 years
आगे और
old.
कोई विषय वस्तु का
I would
चित्रांकन
perhaps
नहीं किया
suggest that the
जाएगा।
majority
अगर
of what we can
उसमें
see here
बंदूक पहली बार
could
देखी
be
गई है तो बंदूक
in the
जीवन का
order of
हिस्सा हो
5,000
गई,
years.
वो बिंब बन गया, वो चित्र का अनिवार्य हिस्सा हो चुका। अगर हवाई जहाज देख लिया गया है एक बील के द्वारा तो वो पिठौरा का हिस्सा क्यों नहीं होना चाहिए, क्योंकि वो तो जीवन का ही हिस्सा है, उसको देख लिया
The
गया।
paintings
उसकी
in the
प्रमाणिकता पर
shelters of
उसको कोई
Raisen
शक नहीं।
tell of early man's highly developed technical skills. The Wadli tribes live in the Thane district of Maharashtra. Herds of animals which stand out they from have had a tradition of very distinctive and lively paintings. This has been achieved at the time of marriages by the women of the village to highlight the darker ones. The effect is remarkable. In recent years, their art has evolved considerably. From the simple ritualistic forms of earlier times, Mirzapur is the first area of subjects where prehistoric rock art was found in India. The painted shadow of the sacred Mahalakshmi mountain in Dahanu are situated on lives the Masya family, who have brought much acclaim to the art of the Wadlis. Mirzapur is second only to Bhimbetka in its importance to the world of archaeology
लेकिन अभी
and
जो
art
पिताजी ने
history.
स्टोरी के बारे में जो आदिवासी का जो कहानी है, जो ऐसा देव देवताओं का ऊपर है, अभी तो पेंटिंग करते हैं कि नारायण देव क्या है, हिरवा देव क्या है, जोटिंग क्या है, उसके ऊपर पेंटिंग
It
करते
is
हैं। सरवाली
interesting
पूजा
that
क्या
though men and
है, जो
animals
आदिवासी का
have
पूरा
been shown in considerable
जीवन में
detail,
जो
there is no effort to
घड़ामोड़ी होता
describe
है,
the landscape
उसके
and
बारे
the
में भी
vegetation.
पेंटिंग करते हैं। वैसे तो ज़्यादातर ऐसे आदिवासी का जो स्टोरी है उसके ऊपर ही पेंटिंग हम करते हैं।
Another body of art which is not self-conscious
शादी के टाइम में
and
जो चौक
presents us
बनाते
an
हैं,
uncomplicated
उसके
view of
बाद
life
वो
close to
हमारा
nature
परंपरा है, जो
is
चौक
that
जो है वो
of the
परंपरा है,
tribals.
वही शादी के टाइम में बनाते हैं। अभी शादी के टाइम बनाते बनाते
We see prolific
पिताजी
wall
पहले से
painting
जानते थे,
still today
और
in
उसके
the
बाद
homes of the
पिताजी ने
many tribes in Madhya
वो
Pradesh,
कागज पे पहले
Gujarat,
सबसे पहले
Jharkhand
कागज
and
पे
other places.
चालू किया। पिताजी ने चौक
There is
बनाया
a deep
वो पेपर के
affinity in
ऊपर।
these to the rock
चौक
art of
बनाते
early
बनाते
man,
उधर ही पिताजी ने
and they present a
किया कि अभी थोड़ा
continuation
खेती का
of
भी
his striking
उसमें
and lively
पेंटिंग करेंगे।
tradition of painting.
तो खेती का और चौक उसमें पिताजी का बहुत अच्छा पेंटिंग आया। और उसके बाद पिताजी को बोला कि जेवाजी आप पेपर की पेंटिंग करिए 7-8 और आपका एग्जीबिशन करेंगे।
One of the
और
very
पिताजी ने
recent
पेंटिंग
discoveries
करते
of
करते
rock
चौक का
art
और
is in
पूरा
the
आदिवासी
Hazari
का
Bagh area of
27 पेंटिंग
Jharkhand.
बनाया।
Here we see many similarities between these paintings see reflected in and the those of the tribals of the region, all aspects of their lives. We see their homes. We see them working in the fields, their musical instruments and dances, and even the insects around them.
Over here, this is a very popular form. As you can see, this is a form of the mother goddess. with a lotus in the place of the head. And we can also see that it is a temple over here with 3 openings.
मैं जितने भी चित्रों को देखता हूँ मैं ये पाता हूँ कि वे सारे चित्र मनुष्य की केंद्रीयता से और मनुष्य के होने के संसार से भरे हुए नहीं हैं। वे सारे कागज और कैनवस पूरी सृष्टि के लिए हैं। उसमें मनुष्य की उतनी ही जगह है जितनी छोटी जगह इतनी बड़ी सृष्टि में मनुष्य की होना चाहिए। उसमें पशु हैं, पक्षी हैं, आकाश है, चंद्रमा है, तारे हैं, सूर्य हैं और वृक्ष हैं, फूल हैं, नदियां हैं और पहाड़ हैं। यानी मनुष्य के आसपास की वो पूरी सृष्टि उसमें उचित जगह पाती है।
Wheeled figures in the Sorai painting.
The Hazaribagh area of Jharkhand has many tribal communities which continue their traditions of wall painting.
The villages today manifests the same.
These villages present us a view of painted walls which seem to take us back to an earlier
time. This has been dated at around about 4000 BC. So it means we do have
the relationship between these people and the forests that we see around them over here and the agricultural life which they are leading
not only
has a lot to do with the paintings which we are seeing in these village walls. The particular art we're looking at now has been made at the time of
the entire
harvest.
Upper Damodar Valley, the North Kanpura Valley, as well
when
as
they go into the forests, they encounter these animals and birds every day.
Rituals are used to give meaning and a shape to the life
animals
around.
should be things that they are familiar with. And naturally, when they paint
incomprehensible
these things,
confusions
they paint them
are
very
molded into
naturally.
meaningful patterns by rituals. Rituals seem to impart a sense of peace to man. Of the Ganju tribe, they take him extremely expressive and lively to a place where life is seen, and they take us into the magical world of the tribes, where the rain snakes who inhabit these forests are seen feeding. Even some of the gods worshipped today draw their roots from the beliefs of man at the dawn of humankind. His relationship with the world around him, the Kurmi villages in Jharkhand, with nature, are a painted delight, was a constant and fascinating concern for early man. The vitality and beauty of rock art comes from the clear sight and uncluttered mind of the prehistoric man.
Festival. And then they have the marriage
complexities
season.
and self-consciousness which have come about with the progress of
that time
civilization are not there to curb his spontaneous expression.
This form of art is used in
he
both
creates
the
these
Sorai
simple
and the
paintings
comb cutting,
which are full of exuberant life and joyous creative expression.
So these
only that which is the most essential
room,
is depicted in
birds,
both men and
the
animals
as symbols of fertility.
These simple lines, drawn with instinctive understanding, bring alive animals of all kinds upon the walls. The Kurmi tribes do not have any myths associated with their painted motifs. These paintings accompany every celebratory event in their lives, be it the harvesting of a new crop or the blessing of a newly married couple. There is a close empathy with the animal world and nature. There is a purpose of life and definitely an order in the world's existence. Man seems to know and accept his place in the world that he lives in.
Is carrying a tradition which is sacred to the
each
tribe
figure
itself
and animal
and
made
its
by
values.
man
And
thus seems
they want
ever
to,
new.
in some way,
it is as if he is finding the beauty in men and animals
want
afresh
to die.
every time
the
he
only
makes
way
them.
that can be done is if they do
That
not
is what the best
let
art
the art
always
die,
hopes
because the
to
art
achieve.
itself is the most
With a
powerful
minimum use
manifestation
of lines,
this tradition.
the prehistoric
Without
man
this art,
conveys
this
so much,
same village
even a
would not be the
feeling
same village.
and a sense of
So
movement.
it is necessary to keep it alive.
These paintings bless the homes in which they are made, fulfills humanity's has been their belief urge since times to comprehend immemorial. Itself and the universe. This function makes art especially significant.
They just accept that it will have an effect, that it will be beneficial, that it will be good. It is a custom. I don't think they question these matters very deeply. I don't think they need to think about it.
In the classic tradition of India, it is stated that the aesthetic experience is most valuable to human beings.
And they carry on this tradition.
It is believed that the ecstasy created by beauty is in fact a fleeting view of Brahmanand,
for my
or the
feeling,
ecstasy
since
of
the tribal
enlightenment.
art is a kind of living art, it's not decadent. It doesn't
Early man certainly
confine
had
to
a
a tradition
deep
and then
aesthetic
finally
sense.
die out and repeat itself.
He
But
took
it is
great
an art
pleasure in
form
the beauty of
which
nature
continuously
around
grows,
him.
and therefore
And
I
his
feel
paintings
that the tribal
display
art
the
has
joy
tremendous
he took in
contemporary
the creation of art.
possibilities and contemporary face.
Seeing the panorama of man's paintings from thousands of years ago, we realize how fundamental and important art has always been to man.
ये हजार पीढ़ियों से आता
It has
है।
provided
इसमें
the
कोई
magic
कलाकार
in
ये
human
दावा नहीं करता
existence.
कि मैंने जो समय जाना है वो इतना अद्वितीय और
That which
अनूठा
helps
है
man
कि इसके पहले किसी ने
transcend
नहीं जाना।
mundane
और मैं
realities
पिछले हजार पीढ़ियों
and
के
to
जाने
rise
हुए
to
जीवन को
something
रद्द नहीं कर
higher
सकता। मैं
and
वो
better.
पहला आदमी नहीं हूँ जो इस जमीन
To
पे
see
पहले कदम चल
himself
रहा
as
हूँ।
part of
मेरे
a
पीछे
grand
एक रास्ता
design of the world.
सैकड़ों लोगों और सैकड़ों पीढ़ियों ने बनाया है। मैं उस
It is
रास्ते पर
fascinating to
दो
see
कदम
that
मैं भी
these
चला हूँ।
images,
हजार कदम
created
लोग
by
पहले चल चुके हैं।
prehistoric man so many millennia ago, the art of the tribals in India to us is the oldest continuing tradition of painting. These paintings tell us of the universal nature. It brings to us images which are ever fresh, ever spread over this vast span of time. These paintings are never copies. They are created each time afresh, and we can relate to their directness and honesty every time. Year after year they are made, lost, and then made again upon the walls. There is no desire to possess these forever. These are not merely works of art. These are the gods of the people who summon them. These paintings are an integral part of life.
सुगी तो के यहाँ चरे बचा बोरे सुगी अभी जलाया गेंदा फूला फूला दी केदारी कमली फूला बुचुमया बारी यो गाया के सुगी अभी जलाया हीरो सुगी तो के यहाँ चुरे